So the next person will then be Chris Wells for the class of 2001. Is that right?
Hey all, how's everybody doing? Oh yeah, I can move it back. Can I get a woman to please help me? Okay. I was very recently asked to do this. I have no idea how much money my class has raised, but up in the balcony, the 4 or 5 of us up there just put up another $70. So whatever it was yesterday plus that. I want to share some happy memories of this place, but I felt compelled to share a real sad one. First, when the students were up here talking about the conferences they've gone to, specifically in the wake of the deaths of Mike Brown, Eric Garner, Freddie Gray, Sandra Bland, among many others, it reminded me of when I was part of a walkout protest that happened at this school in the late 1990s after Amadou Diallo was shot 41 times in the back by police officers who were then acquitted of any criminal wrongdoing. And that was just a year or two after a man named Abner Louima was brutally assaulted by a group of police officers. I am grateful that we now have a hashtag and a powerful movement for social justice under the banner of Black Lives Matter to voice the same sentiments that I think quite many of us have been feeling throughout generations at the school. It's one of the most profoundly disappointing ways in which things have not changed. But I'll shift gears completely to talk about another memory on this very stage. I, years and years and years ago, had a tiny bit part in the chorus of a musical production called 7 Minutes in Heaven. It was a musical about going to your first make-out party when you were in 7th grade. It was penned by a guy a couple years above me in school named Lynn Miranda. I don't know whatever happened to him, but I really hope he's doing well. This was not my role. I was just in the back, but I think the main song went, "Well, I'm only just 13. There's a lot I haven't seen, but I know that I'll see a lot tonight, even though the girls are all twice my height." To give you another sense of how we're all doing as a class, a bunch of us were just talking about how we've recently bought our first houses. I don't think most of us who bought our first houses have done so in New York City because yeesh, but in other parts of the country, kind of moving on to that stage of things. And an eerie memory, but our happy one, was our senior prom, which, to give you an idea of when we graduated, was held in May of 2001 at the Windows on the World restaurant at the World Trade Center. And I think the last thing I wanted to say, I was thinking a lot about the reunion and coming to it. In some ways, I was very reticent to do this, and I'm kind of an odd choice for a class speaker, because I have, after 13 years in this institution, dropped out before my senior year. I was anything but a model student in many ways at this school, but what Hunter gave me in the many, many times that I failed here, I've since in life come to realize how much this school pushed me to fail forward. In my GED, my BA, my MA, my PhD, my Hunter education has revealed itself to me in ways that I was too half asleep and sometimes mad at the world to realize in school. And now as an educator myself, I think about teachers like Lori D'Amico in the English department, who refused to give up on me even when I was begging to be given up on. And it makes me realize as a teacher now that sometimes you don't get to know what your students do with what you do for them, and it's not necessarily something you can control, but can sometimes be profoundly beautiful and happy, which is how my life is now. So this reunion, I really wanted to think about. There were many happy memories here, but I'm sure all of us have struggled in this space as well, because adolescence is a profoundly difficult time to learn. So I'm very, very grateful to the troubled young man who did the difficult work of growing up here. And so I'm hoping that at this reunion, we can all reflect on ourselves and on each other with loving kindness, forgiveness, and gratitude for who we were while we were still learning to be. Thank you.